Hi everyone, my name is Darby and this is the DevOps for Mobile Apps update for February 24th, 2022. On my screen here I have the update issue that I've created, and this issue is going to be linked in the description on YouTube as well, so you can get to it there. So the update for this week is primarily focused on some documentation and then a couple other sort of follow-up tasks, which I'll get into in a second here. So the first section here is on the documentation updates this week. So the first link here is an issue that kind of captures all of the different components that I'm working on. So you can get to those all from right there. And they are kind of broken down into API documentation, feature documentation, and then the release post. And so I'll start with the API documentation. These aren't merge requests yet. Created them as issues to kind of work through the content and get some feedback on there, and then I'll move those into merge requests pretty soon. But this is kind of general like API documentation for the different endpoints of the API. And I've got the inputs and the outputs kind of described here. So kind of goes over the endpoints that exist today. There's more that will be created down the road, but this is the first release is what's going to be described here. The second item is the feature documentation. So this is kind of more of a general like usage overview. There will be some API specific things in here, but this is how a user would get the whole feature setup end to end. So upload their files, hook in the runner, and then process their CI jobs. So there's a bit more work to be done here. I think I need to get a little more detail in a couple areas. So I'm going to continue iterating on that this next week. And then I started one for the release post as well. And this is maybe a little bit further out, but I just kind of wanted to start thinking about what would go in that release post. Got some basic description and links in here, and then I think I'll do a video, just like a recorded walkthrough video for that release post as well. So got a start to this at least anyway. So that's the documentation section here. And then the other parts for this week's update, I've continued to work on the UI. And so I've got a couple screenshots in here. We've got empty state, pagination, kind of all of that working. The MR is in pretty good shape. There's just a couple more tasks that need to be done on the test there. So I'll continue to work on that and hopefully have that wrapped up early next week as well. And then the last item I have here is the initial release tracking issue is what I'm calling it. So this is going to be sort of the items that need to be completed in order to get the first MVC shipped to GitLab.com. So this is adding a storage setting in infrastructure. So working with infrastructure to get that set up, API review with AppSec, and then like I was talking about earlier, the documentation here. And then we have a feature flag rollout. So we'll roll this out to selected projects and then maybe a percentage of projects on GitLab just to slowly roll it out for kind of testing for any kind of issues along the way. And then one other issue was identified this week that I'll need to address, which is making sure that the project destroy feature is cleaning up the secure files properly. So right now it's not hooked into the project destroy process, so they can leave orphaned objects in the database or in the object storage. So I'll work on that this coming week as well, and that should be done before we really do much of a rollout on this feature. So those are the remaining tasks for the initial release. So I'll continue working on those next week, and hopefully we'll have it in a pretty good state soon, and then can start to roll it out to more projects after that. So that's all I have for this week. If you have any feedback or any comments or questions, feel free to add them in this issue here, and I will respond there. So otherwise, that's it for today. See you next time.